friends, you're welcome to Roy Mother Care channel. This is Rachel. I'm a registered nurse, midwife, and a certified family planner. So today we'll be talking about 18 signs of pregnancy, early pregnancy. 18 signs of early pregnancy. How do you know you're pregnant? Like I've seen someone before that I knew, and this lady was pregnant, but she didn't know. It was people around that were telling her that what's happening? Your breasts are becoming fuller, your breasts are becoming bigger than normal. So this was what made her go to the hospital to run a pregnancy test, and from there she discovered she was pregnant. So what are the signs you see in your body that will make you know that oh you're pregnant? Okay, the first sign I'll be mentioning is missed period. So now we know how to calculate our menstrual cycle, our ovulation cycle. Now this is for somebody with a regular cycle. You are someone with a regular cycle, then you miss your period. Okay, it could be a sign that you are pregnant. But these signs I'm mentioning, each one might not be sufficient to diagnose pregnancy. It's if you have about four or five of these signs that I'll be mentioning. And aside that, there are positive signs of pregnancy that tell you like definitively like, oh yes, this lady is pregnant, which I'll be mentioning at the end of this video. So for somebody with an irregular cycle, missing your period might be normal. It might be as a result of hormonal imbalance. It could be indicative of some reproductive health issues, like people with PCOS, that's polycystic ovarian syndrome. They have irregular cycles. Now, the second sign I'll be mentioning is nausea, with or without vomiting. So nausea is a feeling of vomiting, and it's come with vomiting or not in early pregnancy. And this is the most publicized sign of pregnancy in the environment I'm in. Even in the movies, you see them portraying a pregnant woman. She wakes up in the morning and then she wants to vomit, or she vomits, and everybody's like, "Oh, is she pregnant? She's pregnant." Yes. So for some women, they have this sign in their pregnancy, and it usually occurs like 1 to 2 months after pregnancy. Now, the third sign I'll be mentioning is breast changes. Just like I mentioned in the illustration earlier, some women, or many people, most pregnant women, their breasts become fuller, it increases, the cup size increases, and this is usually a sign of pregnancy, just like the illustration I made earlier. So you see many ladies, when they get pregnant, their breast gets bigger, the breast is getting prepared as a result of hormonal changes to feed the baby and the likes. And this brings me to the next point, which is tenderness or soreness in the breast. Some ladies describe like a tingling sensation in their breast becomes sore, just like the sign noticed during ovulation or at the beginning of menstruation. Now, the fifth point I'll be mentioning is fatigue or extreme tiredness. You see some pregnant women, they've not even done much, but they get tired so easily. Sometimes this could be a sign of pregnancy. Now, the sixth sign of pregnancy I'll be mentioning is frequent urination. During pregnancy, the volume of blood in the body increases, and this increases the volume of fluid that the kidneys have to excrete. So you see a lady that is pregnant, even early in pregnancy, she goes to urinate very frequently. Now, the sixth sign of pregnancy of mentioning is light spotting, which is also known as implantation bleeding. So, pregnancy or fertilization occurs in a particular part in the uterus. So, when it comes to implants, that product of conception, between 10 to 12 weeks, it gets to implant in the uterine lining. There's this bleeding that is seen, or spotting is usually light spotting that is seen. So, some ladies or some women, they mistake it as periods, their period, whereas it is implantation bleeding, and this could also be a sign of pregnancy. Now, the seventh or the eighth, yes, the number eight sign of pregnancy I was mentioning is mood changes. And some ladies have mood swings, because of the different hormones changing in a woman's body. So during pregnancy, many women get it, you see them, they get so emotional, even at little things that they might not normally be get emotional with. Some even become weepy. They just weep at very minute things. So this could also be a sign. Ninth sign of pregnancy I'll be mentioning is bloating. So because as a result of hormonal changes, women usually feel this feeling of bloating, just like the one experienced during ovulation or at the beginning of menstruation. Now, the tenth sign of pregnancy I'll be mentioning is cramping. So some women usually feel this mild uterine pain during early stage of pregnancy. And now the 11th sign of pregnancy I'll be mentioning is food aversion. And this is where you have these cravings. This is also a common sign that so many people know that, oh, pregnant women usually crave for all sorts. They have food aversions because they have this heightened sense of smell and also odor because of the hormonal changes. So they have aversion for some particular foods. They don't want to eat some foods, and this also leads to picker in some women. Okay, I'll make a video about picker. Yes. So now the next sign of pregnancy I'll be mentioning is heightened sense of smell, which is known as hypersomnia. I've actually stayed with a woman before in her early pregnancy, and this lady, everything is smelling, even the chairs. She said they are smelling everything. You must not use anything with maybe a soap or a body spray with a particular this thing. She's going to complain. So this is also a sign of early pregnancy. You see, women they smell things so even more than the normal human. They smell things very much. Now, the next sign of pregnancy I'll be mentioning is distorted sense of taste. So some women have this funny taste in their mouth, like they say they have this like metallic taste in their mouth. So sometimes it could be a sign of pregnancy. So the next one is weight gain, and this is common as a result of the hormones and also the growing fetus, the membranes, the placenta, the fluids, and everything. Actually, a woman is expected to gain at least 12 kg during pregnancy, and in early pregnancy, you begin to see the weight gain, the weight changes early in pregnancy. So weight gain is also a sign of pregnancy. Now the next is constipation. So hormonal changes they cause a decrease in the activity of the digestive system. So you see when many women they get easily constipated. So the next sign of early pregnancy I'll be mentioning is dizziness. So as a result of the increase in the production of the hormone known as progesterone, it causes the blood vessels to dilate. Yes, so they become wider and then blood pressure drops, and this makes some women to feel dizzy, and this lightheadedness, they feel lightheaded, so which makes them feel dizzy easily. Now the 18th sign of early pregnancy I'll be mentioning is nasal congestion. So as a result of this hormones still yes, and increased blood flow, the membranes in the nose become they swell up, they become dry, and they can bleed easily, and they become congested. And also a very common sign we see in pregnancy is also this big nose, which makes many people know that, oh, this lady is pregnant, and nose are getting bigger. So these are the 18 signs of pregnancy, of early pregnancy, I said I'll be discussing. And I said they are presumptive because you could have some of these signs and it might not indicate pregnancy. But at least four or five, a combination of four or five of these signs could actually indicate pregnancy in a woman. So now there are some positive signs of pregnancy which are very definitive. Like if you see this in a woman, you can be very assured. Or if these signs are, because some of them are tests, if they are carried out in a woman, you can say, yes, this woman is pregnant. The number one is a blood test. A blood test that detects HCG, which is an hormone, is quite certain that the woman is pregnant. So this is a positive sign of pregnancy. Also, an ultrasound scan. Yes, an ultrasound scan that detects a fetus in the uterus is also a positive sign of pregnancy. So now we've come to the end of this video. Thank you for staying to the end. Kindly like the video, share the video, comment. Yes, I want you to engage me in comments. Please do engage me and subscribe if you haven't done so. Bye.